I wanted to do a short video on a recent post I did on my Worried Buddha page about self-improvement because I had so many, well, interesting comments on it. And when we start off on self-improvement, there are a couple things we need to hit right away, and that is the notion of the self. So what is this thing that we're improving? Now, we should have a clear idea of this if we're going to dedicate so much time to it. The problem is that one of the most conclusive findings in neuroscience is that they cannot find the self. There is no substance to it. They have found that the left brain creates the sensation of a self. Um, so this ego that we talk about, where does it come from? The sense of me. It comes from the left brain that creates kind of glue between all these other ideas, kind of a gravitational center of narration where all these stories come together. But that's it. It's just an idea. So the very thing that we're spending so much time trying to improve is just an idea of who we think we are rather than who we really are. As Alan Watts put it, the reason you want to be better is the reason that you're not. So the self tries to improve itself, but it can't because it's just an idea of who it thinks it is, and then it gets even more frustrated. And then that becomes the actual central problem. We want to be relaxed, and we can't make it happen. We want to have peace of mind, but when the self tries to be at peace, it just doesn't happen. It's not like a switch that just flicks upon our will. And that's the problem. If the self had some kind of substance to it, it would have already improved itself if it were that easy. But some of the other main problems with self-improvement is it takes us out of the present moment. We know that the present moment is the only thing that is actually real. It has any substance to it. The past is some fiction that we believe happened, and the future is some fiction that we think might happen. And anytime we're trying to do self-improvement, we have to use the past as a comparison and the future as a comparison. And so there's no way to stick in the present moment if we're working on self-improvement. So the take-home message is that maybe your real self doesn't need to be improved anyway. Once you get beyond the social construction of the ego, you realize that you're a lot bigger, more vast than this narrow, limited idea of the left brain and how it constructs this very small idea of who you think you are. And that greater sense of self is actually okay as it is. And so maybe there isn't even a need for self improvement. And when you get that moving, when you get going and grooving with that, what you find is that all the energy you've been putting into self improvement is finally free. You've released it. Now you've got this surplus of energy you didn't have before. And that's the irony. When you give up on self improvement, you actually find the improvement that you were looking for. And that's actually my main message. So I hope that helps.